What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Tuesday, February 21st, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all. Thank you so much for the kindness in yesterday's video. Truly appreciate and love you all. Hope you're doing well, and we are still in Moon in Pisces today, so let's check it out. Moon Neptune. Very sensitive, lots of intuitive thoughts, lots of feelings coming up. It can feel like an ocean, right? It's also aspects in life where we can be overly naive. So we're trying to figure out what's real, what's not, what's, an illusion, what's real. But, still trying to keep our imagination free, still trying to look at all things, bring that compassion. Definitely could be a very compassionate day, to say the least. And, we could be feeling a lot because it's unbound in Pisces and Neptune. So, we could be feeling a lot that's going on around us with people in our lives. We can definitely be wide open and susceptible. So we have to figure out certain boundaries in our life and know what's ours and what isn't ours, because we can kind of throw ourselves into loops if we cannot separate and, still hold space for people if they're going through a lot. Like if we feel it, have that compassion and, hold space. But we don't have to, also project at the same time onto everybody's solutions, or, we probably won't want to have things projected onto us for solutions either. Definitely the more space you can hold, the better, and be very conscious about what's going on right now. Can be very helpful too, as we are in Pisces. That moon will, get right to Aries, finish at the 0 point by the end of today, and it's going to be with Venus right there, but it's also going to go to that 0 Aries, which is semi-square over to Uranus in Taurus, and it's also going to semi-square Mercury in Aquarius, and that's a 45-degree angle, which is half a square, of course. So guess what? Uranus and Mercury are in there square as well. This is their third quarter square, and they're higher octaves of each other here. They're both the rulers of astrology. Modern ruler Uranus, traditional, ancient ruler is Mercury. But, this is definitely our mind trying to, connect and get these synapses in our brain to work. It can definitely be a lot of wild thoughts could come into our mind, especially if we're feeling so much that's going on. We could definitely feel a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie. There's a little bit of that like chaos, crazy energy that could be going on, trying to solve way too complicated issues that don't even need to go there. Or we're getting some lightning bolt of insight that's helping us solve something. So it's definitely a kind of an experiment today in many ways that's going on inside of our head of trying to calculate and understand and make things work in regard to our feelings, in regard to our sensitivities and our values and people and groups. And gosh, it's kind of, whoa. It's kind of like we can go into some really magical places, and we can go into some really weird, sort of unnatural places when we're actually searching for like putting our mind and focusing on the natural. That's very important too, I think. So what's natural to you? What makes you feel you? These are things you want to keep your mind focused on, but we can go all over the place. It's kind of like severe ADHD or ADD, we could be feeling. It could be hard to concentrate because there could be so much sort of electricity in the air and like, whoa, what is this? So, could be a good day that if your mind starts getting overactive, how can you calm that down? How can you focus on breath? I don't know. Whatever you do to chill out will be good. I think the moon with Neptune definitely does want to find that chill space, but it's still kind of, wide open. It's like, is the ocean chill? Well, maybe over in this part of the ocean, yeah, it is chill, with Neptune and, being Poseidon over there. Like, yeah, this part of the ocean's chill, but on the other side over there, it's absolutely, 50-foot tsunami, right? 100-foot tsunami waves. So we're trying to find that right current. mentally and emotionally today. But I think that that semi-square to both Venus and the moon as they're coming in to Aries together is a very interesting point to pay attention to, because we're going to have a new moon at that zero Aries point in Aries season to start spring. And we're also going to have another new moon in Aries, which will be a solar eclipse at 29 of Aries. So this is definitely showing our personal lives what the identification is of certain relationships, feelings, what's going on in our personal life, what's going on with ourselves. What are we, are we tricking ourselves? Are we being, honest with ourselves? It's definitely interesting. Brings a lot of pop though. We're gonna have a lot of Aries in the chart when that moon comes in for tomorrow. So today's definitely showing where things are going and how to identify them, but they're very weird identifications and they can trick us, or we can, not really so much they're tricking us. I think there's truth to the situation, but I think that we can play tricks on ourselves mentally and put ourselves into weird, maybe strife kind of within ourselves. So we want to figure out how to navigate those waters as we close out today, which hopefully goes very well. But we're also seeing Mercury start to trine over to Mars in Gemini, and this is good because, right, we've been going through some weird quincunxes with Mercury when it retrograded in Capricorn over to that Mars. And of course, Mars is being disposited by that Mercury. So now Mercury's direct. Mercury's starting to move fast, and they're hitting with that trine in air. So, I mean, I think that that's the beautiful part, is there is this identification and there is this truth, right? So we're starting to really see the truth. But again, we can almost say, no, that's not real. Can't be real. I don't want to understand it. I don't want to identify with the truth. And maybe that's part of this Piscean energy too, is we're just like deflecting the truth. So a very kind of all-encompassing day. Lots of feelings, lots of emotions. Could be a lot of projection. Could be a lot in our lives. And there's actually truth to all of it. And we have to, I guess, decide what's ours when the moon comes into Aries and Venus is there. Like, what are we really forming relationships with? How do we really view our relationship to ourselves? How do we really feel about ourselves? And how are we, all navigating? Because it's weird with the semi-square, because we're having to go through this weird environment, this weird world. Everything's changing, and we have to kind of find the point in all of it. And really, that point, I think, does come back to ourselves. And we are dealing with Jupiter getting closer and closer to Chiron in Aries, and that can be a lot of just self-doubt, not thinking we're strong, not seeing the big vision or the truth about how powerful and strong we are, or, an over-amplified or over-exaggerated ego at the same time. So it's a full bag today. I would say it's really learning how to let things, like, take in the truth, feel the truth, but accept it for what it is, good, bad, whatever, and keep going forward and keep, moving. And I think that through the weird waters that we're in our life, that there's going to be something on the other side. And today could definitely be, it could feel like either reality is just way too much, or it can also feel like, gosh, this reality is such a dream and everything's so fine, everything's good. But then there's other truths coming in, giving you identification to what actually the weirdness is that we might not want to see. And then it flip-flops the other way too, depending, I think, for people at the same time. So, yeah, very, very interesting. We are going to see that moon also make the sextile over to Pluto. So, I just think that there is a lot of depth we're discovering. Like, that's really where the truth is coming from, is from, these deeper aspects and helping us find deep authority within ourselves and our soul. But it's such a whoa. Today's like, oh wow, didn't expect that to come up, didn't expect that to be revealed. But it could also feel good when you find that, because whatever's coming up is trying to empower and keep you pushing, keep you moving, and not, keep you restricted. So kind of let's make some breakouts in our lives. Breakout. See what's in the tarot for today. We got the Ace of Wands in reverse. Trying to find the starting point. It feels like it's just kind of a weird day where like we're ready to make starts, but we're seeing things kind of where they're dissolving, where there's no truth, where it can feel really weird and a little chaotic, and we're like, well, where do I put this energy? Like, if this isn't the truth, how do I, hone in and get singular about the start of something, or what can be done, or what I can be passionate about, or what I can, desire. So find your desires, tune into them. I think intuitively today's very special. I think there's like a lot of that's coming in. There's a lot of downloads, but it can feel a little weird. It's a cool card though. This is the upright of it. We're all looking for that point, right? That like point to put our energy. It's probably just more inside and finding the courage that maybe we feel like we don't have at the moment. Got the Hangman reverse. Kind of funny. I feel like this is, of course, saying that, yeah, we're not, hanging upside down. We're not in some, delusional state anymore. We can feel like we are, but everything is coming up for a truth. Everything is showing itself so that we can get back on track. We can kind of flip things around with the inner authority, with that sort of spiritual authority, and also, from the conscious, like a conscious place, the conscious decisions, to maybe find passion, to maybe find a way to put energy into something constructive that you really do love today and not get hung up. When the mind can also want to get so hung up on everything, because it's like, the Mercury square Uranus is radical. And I will say too, just because I thought about it, as I said, Mercury Uranus again is like electronic stuff. Like we could see some interesting stuff with electronics. Maybe something gets brought out, with AI in the world or something. Whatever technology's going, might be something that gets kind of put into our minds more. So we'll see what that looks like. But interesting, like computers, electronics. Don't be surprised if something starts working weird. Power outage, Five of Cups to close this tarot reading off. It's a sad, sad mermaid. Sad mermaid. We got to remember our magic today too, because there is a lot of magic. It's just truth sometimes does hurt, right? And we can get so focused on maybe the pain or the closure of situations that we don't want to look at what's off in the distance that we can, feel good about. So it's about perspective too, and realizing how to channel emotions and feelings and desires into, that place we almost don't want to go, or that place we're afraid of going because we don't, maybe see the vision clearly in our own mind or in our own heart. So I think we're just really trying to still see the big picture and to see that it's not always going to be this way, whether it's good or bad. That's just life. It cycles. So we just always want to keep a positive outlook, look out at the distance, be real with the truth, and understand that everything's showing up in your life right now from any angle for a reason to help you grow and to help you stay positive and to help you find happiness, really. Even sad moments are there to show us what happiness really is. If there wasn't sad times, we would never know what happiness is, right? Polarities, gotta love them. All right, I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Tuesday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.